Well, good afternoon. As of right this second, at least in my world. Retro, excuse me. I just wolfed down my lunch. I like to be fully fueled up when I go live so I can not be dragging in any way, shape, or form. How is everyone doing today? I need to get rid of, what is this? Hold on, I have something weird on my screen. So, here we go. I couldn't see comments. Okay. First of all, hi. I just have to reiterate once again that I can't believe. Hi, Sandy Reed. God, Sandy Reed, I just love you and your positive energy so much. The way that you comment on everyone's posts and are so supportive, I just appreciate you, Sandy Reed. Let's just make it crystal clear. From me to you, I appreciate you so much. Ellen Goodman, it's so nice to see you. I saw that you got your annual membership all set up, so that's amazing. Jeanette, I love you, girlfriend. Sandra Visser, hello, my friend. You've been super active and fully participating through the retro party. It's been so great to see. Bree, oh my God, hilarious. Eddie Beddard, I couldn't stand myself. Love that so much. Hi, Jamie. It's so nice to see you guys. Hi, Carol. Good morning. Oh my gosh, Shelly. Hi. Yay, Dawn, you did make it live today. So awesome to see you guys. Oh, Linda's here. Hello. You guys are making my day. I have a message from my technical VA. Just one moment. There's always a lot going on behind the scenes. That's Sherry. She's my tech VA. She's the one who helps everyone get resubscribed if they're not getting their emails and everything gets all gobbledygooked, which I know it does sometimes. She's the person that fixes that for me. I can't do anything without my team of helpers. And special shout out to Jeanette and Margot and Tara, who have been just awesome. Both supporters of you guys with their kind comments, answering questions, answering emails, but also to me. They are just behind the scenes checking in with me. How are you doing, Karen? You're doing a great job. Like, that's not in their job description. And they're just the nicest people. And Margot, Jeanette, and Tara, thank you so much for just always being you and showing up for me and all of the members of Awesome Art School and just being just amazing support system. So I literally love you guys so much. Robin is excited. She got to catch a live today. Yay. It's so nice to see you, Robin. I'm so glad you're having so much fun from Minneapolis. Yeah, it's been a really fun week. I know it's hard for a lot of people to kind of keep the momentum going all week. And then things are really ramping up today because today is when the faces come out. But I don't want to jump too far ahead because the vignettes, we've had 28 hours to complete the vignettes. And holy Moses, the creativity in the Facebook group is bananas. I mean, we have seen octagonal rooms. We've had true perspectives. We've had a cool mishmash of all sorts of little elements. I mean, the creativity is literally bananas. I love it so much. So whether you're following along exactly, which is 100% fine and why I'm here, or taking this week and like running with all these creative ideas, I just love all of it so much. So I really truly, it's like, so I get so much inspiration from you guys as well. Every single piece, I'm like, why didn't I think of that? What made them think to do that? That is so cool. Like, it's just awesome. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Jan, she's got her dishwasher loaded, coffee made. That and a girl, sister. I just wolfed down my lunch so I could be here as well. Oh, no, I can see your comments. I can totally see your comments. Okay, that seems to be working. Oh, good. Laura, did you get to do the Glam Girl already? It was only been released for 4 hours. So if you have, I am very impressed. That is super cool. And yes, Jamie, I completely agree. Everyone is doing a super job. Good job. And Jeanette and Tara, Margot, and I behind the scenes, and we're like, we can't help. I mean, we throw these parties regularly, and we're like, regularly is over some simplification. We do them about 3 times a year. But we definitely have never had we've had the same amount of people roughly show up for each one, but we've never had this many people just fully participating and like doing the project. So it's so exciting to just I just love the community aspect of the whole entire thing. It's super fun. Yes. So, oh, that's fun. So Linda's having some technical difficulties, we say. And so she's tracing the girls. That's fine, Linda. That's girlfriend. That is fine. I'm actually this morning was filming a lesson for like my mixed media folks. Like I don't even expect them to know how to draw anything. So I actually I drew this girl and I was just showing them how to transfer it. So I'll do the same thing. That's coming in your lesson tomorrow, but you guys can do that today. I show you this. But I just like carbon paper. I like carbon paper because check this, transfer out. Looks like I'm hugging the computer, but look how dark those lines are. That's when you use carbon paper versus graphite paper. So yeah, if you need to transfer all day long. The important thing is that we're just having fun, right? It's all good. It is all girl. Oh, someone's almost finished their 40s face. I cannot wait to say. I cannot see. Hi, Heidi. I see you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with chat and computers. I have no idea. I'm lucky if I get things set up on my side. Oh yeah, light boxes are wonderful. I have them too. And if you don't have a light box, you can also just use a window. You can just hold your paper up to a window. Free light box. Free light box alert. Oh, everyone's computer is being weird. Oh, you can't see the comments moving. I wonder if there's anything I did on my side because I didn't start out with comments on either. Wonder, did I screw something up? I hope it wasn't me. I'm really sorry. I don't know that I have the power to mess up your comments. Oh, someone says I cannot see the comment box. Huh. Jamie says hers are scrolling okay. And Laura's are fine and Kathleen's are fine and Dawn's are fine. I don't know. Maybe you want to you can jump out and jump back in and see if that helps. That's so weird. Bree says she thinks it's Facebook. All right. Sandy's okay on her phone. I don't know, guys. It's so hard when people email us all the time with their tech questions and we're like, we do our best, but it's like hard when you're on the other end. I'm like, I'm sorry. If I could help you, I would. All right. Okay. Okay. Looks like people are working it out. When this person says when they expand the screen, then the comments don't work. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. All right. Looks like we have a mix of fine and not fine. I just am sorry. I don't know what I can do. So today, yes. Okay. Someone is messaging me about how do I comment. I'm sorry I can't answer technical questions while I'm live. It's very difficult. I cannot be in 2 places at once. I'm so sorry. I'm going to pick the winners first for those who just want to cut to the chase. And then I'm going to talk about, I have a question for you guys because something happened to me this morning and it really hit a nerve and I'll tell you why. But if you have ever had an experience with an art bully, either in real life, like an art teacher telling you that you didn't have talent, or somebody just told you that your work sucked, or just made a negative comment on Facebook or anything, I have a little soapbox discussion you're welcome to stick around for. And if not, then you're welcome to bomb out as well. I also am going to do a little Posca Pen demo because one of our students was having issues, so I thought I would demo the Posca pens. And if there's any other supply questions you have or face drawing questions you have, this is the perfect opportunity. So I'm going to dive in with the winners. These were chosen at random by Tara this morning because I was filming a lesson and I was like, can you pick for me? And she was like, yes, I would love to. So the first winner is Vicky Reese. Vicky Crotts Reese. That's a fun punctuated name. I don't have that. Vicky Crotts Reese. I love your name so much. And if Margot, if you can reach out to her and get her situated. By the way, we've had winners pick all sorts of different prizes. I never know what people are going to pick. It's so fun to see. So like it's like it's been a whole array of choices. So I'm glad we're doing it this time because it's much more fun if you're as a winner get to pick exactly what you want to grab. So we've had everything from the Celtic Collection reference book to hoodies to everything. It's so fun. Pencil pouches. So that is number one, Vicky with the coolest name. Oh, and by the way, this was her piece. I'm sorry. That's the coolest, funnest little vignette I've ever seen. And again, these are chosen at random. They're not chosen for any other reason that they just got lucky. And the second winner is Mary Louise Stein. Mary Louise. I always think of when I was in French class and we had to choose our names. That was always like a French name. That's why I said it with a weird accent. Mary Louise Stein. And look at her. Okay, can we talk about this for a second? So many things I have to say about this cutie. I know it's hard to see with a reflection, but look at her TV. And the cats with the freaking Astro Cats with the little astronaut bubble. Like, I can't even take it. So good. Again, chosen at random, but love highlighting the creativity is bananas. And I love it, love it, love it so much. Yes, you get to choose. You choose anything you want from my Etsy store. Yeah, those cats are phenomenal. Bonnie McCure was asking yesterday. She said, where's the Etsy link? You promised a coupon. It's in the classroom for you. It's like there's that whole tab that's like Etsy winners or giveaway winners, Etsy shop. And then there's a link in there where everybody saves 20% off of my whole shop all week. So in case you want something you don't win, you can welcome to take advantage of that deal. And that coupon was also in the email that I sent this morning. So Bonnie, thank you for the reminder. And hopefully I just don't want to shout it out because it's only for people that are playing along this week. It's a special coupon for you. And I also had to shout out Rhiannon Riot, who, can I just say, owns her own. Are you ready for this? Rhiannon, if you're here. Oh my God. She owns her own retro hair salon. Like, what? Look at this. And look at this sassy photo of herself. You're going to die. Look at this. I'm sorry. You just won like the cuteness award of the century. And then her drawing, which she likes to do in watercolors. She has her own little victory roll hairstyle here. What in the world? I didn't even know that was a thing. So she says if we need help for victory rolls, you can come and see her. Love it, love it, love it. The funny thing about those victory rolls is I didn't know that's what they were called until I was like, I had already drawn one. So these are an example of your victory rolls. So the references are all, I have many, and there's copies of all of them in the classroom. In the references classroom, there's a lot of supporting PDFs for today's lesson. We have this mishmash of references. I also give you things like my shading guide. So it helps us because drawing it is one thing and then shading it is a separate thing. So there's a whole bunch of different, check out these victory rolls. There's a whole bunch of different references we really mashed together to make our own unique fashion face for today. So I hope you guys super enjoy today's lesson. I'm very excited. Ooh. Oh, good. Someone is excited. They can finally comment and be live here. Oh, my witch hat cat. So are you talking about the Celtic Collective? Because that's Lucy's. Are you talking about me? That is Lucy's project for a Celtic Collective. Tara, let me know if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, don't worry about being behind. It's so fun. Okay, I'm just scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the book in the lesson today, that 1940s book that's like this thick. It's such a good deal too. It's so good. Yeah, there's also a tab for the books that I'm referencing in the classroom for you. You guys should know by now, everything's in the classroom for you. Yeah, that book is phenomenal. It's really, really phenomenal. You didn't get your email today? Okay, well, you can dive in and start anyways, even without an email. But can you email me and I will talk to Sherry and see why you're not getting your emails? Lori, I just need to know your email address to check to see why, and Sherry will try to fix that. But also, you guys don't need your emails. You can just go to Awesome Art School, log in, and go. Everything is in the classroom that you need, so you can just go. Don't even worry about it. Oh, you're commenting on Trisha. She did a super cool vignette with a mod. Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't see that. Super cool vignette with a mod cat with a witch hat. All right. Oh, is that Trisha Christensen? Is that who you're talking about? I will definitely have to go and check that out. That's awesome. So I'm going to do the little Posca Pen demo first because I know Liz Bomber was asking about that in the Facebook group. And Liz has been in my world for 100 years, so I can't just disregard her question because I know her and I want to help her out. So she had a question about Posca pens. They don't seem to be flowing the ink. So I was just going to open up one that I've never opened up before. Shelly, that's a great question. If you sign up for a drawing club, we can join another. So how it works is that once you're in my system, like once you join, you can kind of move around as you please. We just don't accept new people when doors are closed. But if you're already here, if you're already a student, then you can kind of move around. Oh, where the heck? Where's my markers? So many bins. Oh, they're right in front of my face. Pencil sharpener out of there. All right, here's a perfect example. I was like, I know I have one that I've not opened before. This is a Sharpie pen, but it works exactly the same way. So they all work the same way. So yeah, it's not Poscas that don't work. All paint pens work identically. So, oh, this one already has the ink flowing, which is super strange because I just took the wrapper off of it. But normally you shake it a whole bunch of times. I always use my thumbnail. I don't know why, but this is genuinely how I do it. I don't know why. It's so weird. I depress it on my thumbnail. There's the nib is squishy. It comes in and out. So you depress the nib all the way. It's already flowing. So this is not going to be a good example. But you depress that nib all the way, and then that releases the ink to flow down. So some of the brand new ones, like if they've been stored like this and the ink's like all piled up in the back, it just takes a minute for gravity to like help pull it down. But just sit there and don't pump the nib up and down, just hold it. Depress and hold. I think a lot of people think they have to depress it. You don't. You just need to open up the hole so the ink can come down and just keep it depressed and wait, and it will come and flow down. This one is already juicy and rearing to go, so I don't need to do that part of it. But that is it. Oh, perfect, Tara. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, Tara is helping with the link. Yeah, the Etsy link is also in your emails. If you didn't get the email, it's also in the classroom. You guys already have access to the classroom, so it's super easy. Yes, Shelly, no problem. Will you be able to sign up before midnight Friday? Tomorrow, right? Yeah, doors are open until Monday. It's really Sunday, but then I just wait like 12 hours. There's always people that come in at the very last minute. The problem is if I say Monday, then the stragglers come in on Tuesday and doors will be closed. So really think Sunday. Done this enough sometimes to know what happens. Yes, Margot, enrollment closes on, we'll say Sunday, but really it's Monday, but let's just say Sunday. Yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Kathy's does the thumbnail. I don't know why that is. I don't know why I do that. I've done it for 100 years. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my gosh, Debbie. I know. I don't know why I do that. It's so weird. Do you store podcasts upside down? Do you mean to say Posca Pens? I feel like you meant to say Posca Pens. I don't. I store everything in bins, like horizontally, but for not any particular reason. Then I have so much crap, and it's just easiest that way. Oh yeah. The bouncing I don't think helps. You just have to you're like opening the doors for the ink to fall down. Yes, Posca Pens. Like, I do have a podcast, but I don't store it upside down. Oh, I don't know what's going on with comments in the PC. So are double tip markers on their side. So alcohol markers don't require gravity to flow to work. So alcohol markers you can store anyway. And any other marker I do store horizontally because you'll always get like in theory, you get an even distribution. I store everything horizontally just because that's how I store things, not for any reason other than I just do it that way. But for years, I stored my markers I have a billion of these, and I would store them any which way, and it was totally fine. Yeah, I store all mine horizontally. You'll always have the best success if you just store them horizontally. That's usually the best way. Then you don't have to worry about what type it is. You can just know that you'll have a fifth for those markers that do require gravity to work. You'll always have like a good distribution of the ink that way. Does that make sense? When I used to care, I stopped caring. I would put the nib down that I wanted to be the juiciest. So like Tombos are dye-based. So they do require gravity, and I never, ever use the little bullet nib. I always use the brush nib. So I would try, but like, I don't have time to do that anymore. So I just toss them in a bin, and what's it called? I just store them horizontally. I do have a podcast. It's called One Scot, One Not, and I do it with my best friend Lucy Bryden, who is in Scotland. So she's the Scot and I'm the Not, and we talk about Scottish folklore and history and ghosts and fairies and poltergeists and all sorts of weird, hilarious. We drink a lot on the podcast. We also have an art club called the Celtic Collective, where all we do is fairies and elves and witches. And let's see, this is on my project coming up. And my Celtic Collective, this is one of the new projects. I haven't shown this yet for March 7th. So this is my enchanted tree, and it's like, woo, because there's a magical orb in the forest. We do only crazy fantasy projects in the Celtic Collective, and it was inspired by our podcast, but we're both artists. Like, this was our Hobbit house that we did in February. So we change themes every month. But we only do, this is another sneak peek. This is an enchanted tree watercolor. So that's a whole nother art. This is my wee hoose. This is another Hobbit house. So we do only fantasy, Celtic, fairy inspired artwork in the Celtic Collective, which is also open this week, by the way. So that's our podcast, and it's totally ridiculous. And we're pretty sure no one listens or watches, and we just don't care. We do it anyways because it's really fun. Yeah, so fun. Oh yes, I know, I'm obsessed with Scotland, and I have a art retreat there. We do an art retreat in a castle every year in Scotland as well. So Lucy and I go way back, and we just cannot get enough of this stuff. We like to talk about it. We like to paint about it. We like to draw about it. We're really obsessed. So yes, Lori loves the Celtic Collective. It's so fun. It's like a guilty pleasure. Oh, Dawn watches and listens. Oh gosh. Oh, good. Yeah. The Wonder Bundle is open. So I have 3 clubs. Oh my God. This is not 3. This is 7. I don't even know what my hands are doing. I have 3 clubs. I have 3 clubs, but we have a buy 2 get 1 free offer, which is called the Wonder Bundle. So if you can't decide, you could actually get all 3 for the price of 2. That is totally uh, for available this week. Yeah, we really do our podcast like no one is watching. We do it for each other because we're such nerds and we just like talking about it. And honestly, we don't care if anyone listens or not. So if you want to, and if not, and there's a lot of swearing, it's a lot of inappropriate language, so it's not for the faint of heart. If you're not into swearing or ghosts or fairies, then you would not like it at all. You would not like it at all. Oh my gosh. Oh, really? Your husband's grandma was a Fraser. That's awesome. Oh yeah. Well, there are no lives. Someone says that we watch the replay. Yeah, there are no. It is not a live podcast ever. So don't feel like you're watching a replay. Every podcast is a replay. So you're good. You're not missing anything on live. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Yes, I am, Amanda. I'm talking right to you, my friend. We would love to have you. There's a lot of Wonder Bundle members here. I know my peeps. But what's actually really fun about the Celtic Collective is we take the lesson ideas that you guys give us during our monthly Zoom call. So we'll either give you like 5 to choose from and you guys can vote, but whatever you come back with, we'll do. So this whole enchanted tree, that was not our idea. That came from ours. We have monthly Zoom calls, and then we break out everyone into breakout rooms, and then they brainstorm, and then come back to us and let us know what they'd like to do, and then we'll choose one of their ideas. We're also going to start doing the Celtic Wheel of the Year, and actually, our last podcast episode, Lucy did a killer job. I'm drunk because I just spent 3 hours at a double girls' birthday party at a winery. And the second I came back, we recorded the podcast. So she spends the first 10 minutes making fun of me, but then she dives in and talks all about the 8 points on the Celtic year calendar. And then we're going to do projects on all of those. I know it's like a whole thing. I'm so excited. And that's in addition to all the monthly things. So it's stupid fun. Stupid fun. Oh my God, Ellen. Swearies Ghost Fairies, my favorite. I know, it's super fun. Christina, better late than never, my friend. I'm just babbling like the idiot that I am. So don't even worry about it. Oh, you guys are so funny. I love fairies, ghosts, and swearing. Well, you would love One Scott, One Not then. It is so true. If I do the Celtic one, can I access other drawing classes or only fantasy elements? There's drawing classes in it. So what you can do is go to the website. Oh, here, I'll just share my screen and I'll flash it because it is super fun. And it is open this week too, which is kind of fun. All right, I'm a little weirded out when I do this on my laptop because I can't see what I'm doing. So Tara, text me if this is not working. I'm going to share my screen and I will show you really super quick. This is the one. Oh, wait. I think I have to do this. Oh, no, that's good. Okay. This is, if you go to onescottonenot.com, you can see us. This is where you can, I didn't update our blog. That's our blog info on our podcast. We do a ton of stuff, both art related and podcast research. We put all of our books there for everybody. But then if you click on Art Club, you can actually, we have visual indexes for all the clubs, but here's the one for the Celtic Collective. So this is where we are right now. So we have a Zoom call every week, and then we drop a big chunk of lessons on you on the 7th of every month. So you also get 2 books with your membership. And then, we're such nerds, but every classroom has like a nerdy fantasy theme. So our art supplies classroom is called Quill and Parchment. And there's little beginner lessons in here for you. So we only do watercolor, ink, and gouache, and everything is in those mediums, but we both provide cheat sheets. So you can find us there. our musings from the Sacred Stone Circle. This is our Zoom call recaps, and then we actually have, this is kind of fun. We have a whole classroom for maidens who are, we wanted to call them virgins, but we didn't want to be too crazy. But maidens is a whole classroom just for beginners. And then all of our lessons, you can actually look for these symbols to find, like this is beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So this is a whole classroom for beginners. If you've never done art before, you have a safe place where you can get started. This is a fantastic beginner lesson on faces. And then we have different classrooms with different themes, and then we're just adding on lessons as we go. So as you can see, some are all levels, and some are super advanced and everything in between. This is a relatively new club. We just started it in July of 2021. So this is not as built out as the Fun Fab Drawing Club or the Mixed Media Society, but it is all fantasy. So these will get bigger and bigger as we go. So yeah, I love boobies. It's a lot of inappropriate things. Super fun. This is one of my favorite lessons, Dragon in Flight. So this is like, that's drawing. This is drawing. So mine always do, well, we both do drawing. But there's like, this was my lesson. So that's like 3 ways to do this witch. This is Lucy. So we have down under, like if it's with Lucy or with Karen. We also, this is my favorite classroom where we do learning. We are master's apprentices where we focus on learning from artists that come before us. Oh my God, when people call, it's so annoying. It wipes out my, oh, I can't even get back. Okay, there I am. So anyways, we study different artists. Did I start? Am I sharing still? Oh, no, I'm not. So anyways, we studied like, we're going to do like Brian Froud. We studied Amy Brown, and we did like a deep dive. Like I did Amy Brown, like rocks and fabric and wings 3 ways and blah, 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 blah. So I personally get a lot out of those deep dive studies. Makes me a better artist, for sure. So we do drawing in that, but all the theme of all of them is all that witchy, fairy, ghosty, magical fantasy stuff. So that's a fun way that you can go and check that out. Super fun. Anyways, okay, back to drawing and back to the art retro rendezvous. Oh my God, this is my, that's hilarious. Okay, sorry, you guys are cracking me up. No, those are 2 completely separate clubs. I have a 3rd club called the Mixed Media Society, and in that I only do mixed media projects. So like this one right now, I'm doing this. This is like a palette that I'm collaging, and then we're gonna put the girl on top. So we do all this mixed media stuff behind me is what I do in the Mixed Media Society. So I have 3 separate clubs. So drawing is just drawing, mixed media is just painting and mixed media, and then the Celtic Collective is watercolor, squash, ink, drawing, just fantasy themes. Woo! I know, I have a lot going on. Oh gosh, what is my favorite? That's a loaded question. Whatever project I'm working on is always my favorite. I have to say. Celtic Collective is the most challenging to me because I am the least good at watercolor and gouache. So I like it because I like having a challenge and exploring like my own skills. So I feel like I'm learning along with my students, which is just, I'm like such a lifelong learner that I really like that I haven't mastered a lot of that stuff. And it makes it really exciting for me. Mixed media is really fun because I just really also enjoy painting, which is a very different skill than drawing. And I really love drawing so much. And that's why I have 3 different buckets, because in my head, they're all like really separated from each other. I have 3 different YouTube channels where I focus, on different things on different channels. Actually, I have 4 YouTube channels. So I like to just focus all of my attention onto one thing, but I love them all. And that's why I have separate places to learn. You can email either magic team member at gmail.com or magicalteammember@gmail.com or awesomeartschool@gmail.com or Karen@awesomeartschool.com. So many things. So you really don't need to learn more about the tools and techniques. That's what the clubs are for. That's what I teach you. You just that we start at the very beginning in all 3 clubs, have places to start at the very beginning. I don't expect anyone when they come to me for the first time, I expect everyone to come with as a blank slate who's never started before. All 3 clubs have paths that you can follow, assuming that you have no experience. So no, you don't need to like go leave and learn a bunch of stuff in order to enroll. Like that's exactly what I'm here for sure. Are there dragons in the mixed media or fun fab? There is a huge, I'll show you the dragon because it's right across from me. I do have fantasy classrooms in both of those clubs. So like this gigantic dragon behind me, we do that in the Mixed Media Society. Yeah, they both have fantasy classrooms. It's just in the Celtic Collective that we never leave the genre. That's all we do. You're very welcome. Oh, Don, I know. Yeah, my YouTube channels are, I have Karen Campbell Mixed Media. That's my original channel. So that's the biggest one. I have Karen Campbell Draws. And then I have One Scott, One Not, which is the podcast. And then I have Awesome Art School, which is all like intern, like all the replays from this whole week go there. And anything, like I have tours of the clubs in there. I have anytime I do like how to upload your pictures to Facebook in the Facebook group, like those go on my Awesome Art School channel. They're really like, it's really an internal, we use it almost like internally, but it's public because our students can access and get help at those videos as well. Yes, I know. I'm like, there is not a day that goes by where I don't learn something from a podcast or a video, or my mind never seems to stop. And I love it that way. I love it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's lovely to hear from other people that have gone through it. I'm not just like, oh, my clubs are perfect. Like, but I really do like Mixed Media Society, for example, there's whole courses that are like on just one medium. So like a whole course on watercolors, inks, encaustics, acrylics, like magic mark thingies, that so that you, and all of them, we literally start from the very beginning. Like, this is an empty palette. Like, here are the paints. This is the different quality of paints. Let's put them in. Here's the different kinds of paper. Like, I'm telling you, we start at square one. And then there's a million classrooms where you can go after you feel comfortable with that 1 or 2 mediums that you're curious about. And then you can start like getting and mixing your media. So it's all very well laid out for you, for sure. Yeah, I am not afraid to like, yeah, I don't ever pretend that I know all the things because I don't. Yeah, what I've been doing on my 2 bigger channels is I have a huge art book library. Like, I love doing art. I love art books. I love learning from books. I love publishing books. But I've been highlighting, I have so many. I've been doing, here, I'll show you a sneak peek. Where the heck is that? I have no idea where anything is right now. So I don't even know where it is. Anyways, I'm taking one of my favorite books and I'll do like a flip through, and then I will do a project from the books. But like, I have never done any of those projects before. So I have, yeah, been having a lot of fun. There was one, yeah, the inks one. I was doing a project from Pam Carricker. I think that's her last name. Which is all on alcohol inks. Yeah, and I'd never done anything like that before, ever. And it was like a total adventure. It ended up okay, but I was like dicey. It's like, yeah, no, I had no idea what I was doing. But that's so fun. And that is how you learn. I have people that email every day, like, Karen, is it okay if I do this, this, and this? And Karen, is it okay if I do this, this, and this? And I'm happy to answer their questions. But I also, half of me wants to be like, yeah, but just try it. Like, try it. Like, that's the best way to learn art, is to just try it out. And if you're too scared to try it on your own page, just do a little side project where you're like, messing around so you don't mess up your big project. But like, that's exactly how you learn, is just try it. I know. I do. I actually am a big sleeper. I'm a crazy person without my sleep. I do. Is there a specific place you find your references? That's a really good question. So I usually start at Canva because Canva is copyright free. If I can't find them at Canva, then I'll do Unsplash. But even things like in the Celtic Collective, we're like studying artists, then I will buy the books and I will do a deep dive and like I'll work from the books like very specifically to try to understand it. And then, oh, good. I just got Tara's text. It's working. I'm like 11 minutes later. Thanks, Tara. And then I will make sure to always teach my students like, okay, now we've copied it to learn how it's done, but now let's make our own so we're not copying it, right? Like we want to respect artists' rights and copyrights and be respectful of that. So Donna Mibus, who I told you all of those pins that we're using for this Art Retro Rendezvous week, like I asked her specifically, like, I'm obsessed with your work. Can I teach my students how to draw your things? Is that okay? And she said, oh my gosh, I'm so flattered. I didn't realize that anyone even liked my art. And I was like, what? That's crazy town. I love your art that I'm teaching it to the whole world. But so yeah, so I'm also careful to be respectful of other people. Oh, you guys are awesome. I'm reading your super nice comments. Yes, I have thought about doing video game art. My son, who's a senior in high school, just got accepted into a video game art program at a college up in Vermont. So yeah, I have 3 boys and they are all huge gamers and I absolutely love video game art. I'm all about it. 100%. Yep. Yes. For sure. And actually, like one of the ways I used to like bond with my kids so I wasn't like the lame mom is like sometimes when we go on vacation or something, like all like my son and I, that my oldest who is into art, like we'll sit down and bring up his favorite video game characters and we'll sit down, like draw them together in our sketchbooks and stuff. So yes, I freaking love all of that. Yes. Oh my gosh, I know. That's okay. I've had so many of these books for years and and I'm just getting to them now, so it's okay. So I hope that helps, Trisha. Yeah, Danielle Donaldson's. I have another one. So I just did a project from Danielle Donaldson's book last week on my mixed media channel. Next week, you'll see I do another one for my drawing channel with her book too, because it's super good. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the Pam character book as well. No, Lori, it's Canva, Canva, Canva. Oh, from fear to fun. I do not know Jasmine Beckett Griffin, but I'm going to write that down so I can look into it. Is that a fantasy artist or just a cool artist that has cool books? I just bought another book that I found. I buy books all the time. I just bought this one. I'm going to do one from this on my mixed media channel soon. This Birds and Watercolor Collage and Ink. She has really cool projects in here. That was one I had never even seen before. So yeah, that series on both channels, I'm going to have to do for like 10 years because there's so many things that I want to do. Do you have any advice for beginners intimidated to start the Celtic lesson? Yeah, we made that entire classroom for you. It's called the Maidens Classroom, which again, we really wanted to call the Virgins Classroom. And you can go in there to learn. We both submitted lessons in there for the baby beginner. So first time with watercolors, first time with inks, making simple flowers, getting, she has a skin tone lesson in there for beginners. And I have I have a beginner. So the whole classroom is just where you would start. And then once you go through those, you can start looking. There's a symbol. There's symbols on every project which show the beginner symbol. So you just kind of aim for those ones. And we always make sure every month that there are beginner appropriate lessons, or at least all levels. We're very wary that there are beginners there. So like this one, for example, this is all made with sponge. This is made with sea sponges. This whole thing is sponged except for the so really super simple. It's the layering of the different paint colors that makes it have such a three-dimensional look, but it's super easy. So this one, and I'm not just saying that, it really is easy. So that one would have the three symbols because that's all levels. So we did that. So it's really easy to see what the level is appropriate for sure. Lucy and I have been teaching for age. She's been teaching way longer than I have. And she used to actually, we both taught kids before we taught adults. So I think both of us are sort of in the practice of breaking things down for, for years for little kids. So I think both of our hearts kind of starts at the beginning as well. So yeah, I hope that helps. These are some fun discussions and questions today. Oh, thank you to this lovely Facebook user compliment I just got. Awesome. Oh yeah, I know. I used to paint like crazy with my kids when they were little. We were a hot mess. Our last house, I took over half the entire downstairs and there was no doors. So it was just open studio all the time. If you join the club for a year, you have access to a year. So you have to be a current club member to have access. Otherwise, it's just like a gym membership. When you have a gym membership, you get to go to the gym while you're active. When you cancel, you can't go to the gym anymore. It's or same as Netflix. See, it's like all memberships work exactly the same way. Oh yeah. Yep. No, did you miss the bully talk? No, I'm going to get into that in a second. It got me fired up. Oh yes. I have 2 of her books. Yes, she's an astounding artist, and her books are very well done as well. Oh, cool. Have you tried alcohol markers? Oh my goodness. I've published like 6 books in alcohol markers. This whole week has been alcohol markers. Yes. I don't notice Copic smell as well. I don't. Sharpies are stinky. Copics to me are not stinky. And actually, Hoo-Hoos aren't stinky either. I don't know what it is that makes Sharpies so stinky. Is it best to start with regular watercolors or watercolor pencils? Well, to me, they are super duper 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 different. So it just depends on what you like. It's really no right or wrong to either way. I started with watercolor pencils because you have like ultimate drawing control with them. So it's probably easier to start with watercolor pencils, but I don't teach watercolors by starting with watercolor pencils. We just dive right in slowly, but yeah, to me they're like in different categories because just the effects of them are really different. Like watercolor pencils, you can never really activate them all the way away so that they look like watercolors. There'll always be like a remnant of the lines underneath. So I don't love them for that. Whereas watercolors, you always have like a truly blended out kind of effect, if that makes sense. And yes, you can download a lesson as well. Yeah. Okay. So no, we talked about this at length yesterday. You can't catch up to me in the club. It's like saying you can't like watch all the movies on Netflix. Like it's not a thing. So let's just change your mindset about that right now. You can't like digest all of the lessons. It's not what they're there for anyways. I've been doing this for years. So you can't pause. So don't try to think of it like that. Would be like, let's sign up for Netflix and get stressed out because I can't watch all the movies. Like it doesn't work like that. You just do you. Does that make sense? Like truly, you can't catch up to me because I've been doing it for years. So there's no way. So you enjoy the lessons that are appropriate for your level and just go nice and steady and at your own pace. You cannot be behind. You just simply enjoy and use it at your own pace. That's the wrong mindset, and it just isn't helpful because then you have this like panicky. So just remember, it's like Netflix. You can binge a series if you want to. You can go back and watch things that were released in 2016. Or you can do just the new ones that I come out with all the time. Like the choice is yours, but really truly just relax and enjoy. There's no way that you can digest everything. There's just no way. There's just too much content in them. I hope that helps genuinely. Like it's just, you know what I mean? Like you have to come to it like a nice, relaxing, like this is a resource, like resourcing the entire Encyclopedia Britannica and then getting stressed out because you don't finish it after a year. Like you just go through the alphabet at your leisure. Sometimes you'll learn about the C's. Next day, maybe you check out the S section, the S book, but like don't try to attack it and digest all of it because it's just too overwhelming. Yes. Oh, good. Oh yeah, Tanisha's been doing an awesome job. She is a super beginner as well. Um, yeah, Tanisha, did you try ever do that fairy face project? I don't remember seeing it in the Facebook group, but and we do add to those as well. Like we'll go back, especially if like a beginner says to me, like I'm really dying, I really want to learn this. Like Lucy and I will just go ahead and make a lesson. We don't want anybody to be kind of floundering around and not feeling confident. So we're happy to fill in any blanks if there are some as well, for sure. Um, oh no. That's funny. Sorry, that's funny. Oh yes. So hammer mill stock is not made for wet mediums at all. It's only good for dry mediums. You should only use watercolor paper for anything wet. So it's a separate paper. Hammer mill is only anything wet needs watercolor paper, period. So swear to God, I use two papers. I use hammer mill for dry and I use watercolor for wet. And those are the only two papers you will ever need. So yeah, it's bubbling because it's not made to hold water for sure. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. There's a ton of cheap alcohol markers on the market and they all work the same. So you might not have the like fancy brush nib of a Copic, but that's okay. You can still work. Mixed media paper doesn't do as good of a job as watercolor. So if you're going to pay more for a specialty paper, pay for watercolor paper. It just works the best and it can handle anything. It handles collage, it handles acrylics, it handles watercolors beautifully and the best. Mixed media paper is like someone was like, hey, let's do like a segue between the two. Honestly, skip it and just grab the two. Grab Bristol or cardstock and grab watercolor paper. You can do 100% of any project with just having two. That's just my opinion. I think mixed media paper is like inferior quality watercolor paper because it doesn't help the art supplies work as beautifully as they should. Oh yeah, someone was using Gelatos the other day, and I don't know if it was you, Robin, was having trouble with Gelatos. So Gelatos, in my head, anyways, are like a true mixed media project where you only should be coupling them with like over acrylics or in with just think of like juicy mixed media projects. I would not recommend using them. And I'm not sure if it was your project, Robin, or not. I could be referencing the wrong person and project altogether, but they're not really appropriate for using over dry media. So like I wouldn't put them over alcohol markers. I wouldn't put them over any other dry like colored pencil things. Do you know what I mean? Put them in your head, put them in a mixed media department. Because they're really for that. And yes, I do seal over them to do the details. Can someone reference the hamburger? This is actually what I'm teaching in my class today. Yeah, I have my favorite layering system for mixed media. It's called my mixed media hamburger system. I have a whole book on it. Where is my thing? Oh, here it is. I frame it because I use it so often. So in my mixed media system, over Gelatos, which is like layer 3, is where so I usually do paint. I do paint, like collage, and then paint. And then that's when I put the gelatos over them. And then, yes, I seal with like a Mod Podge or a matte medium or a gel medium. And then I do the detail work on top with pens. So to answer your question, which took me 10 minutes, sorry. Yes, I would seal and then do your detail works. Oh, you're welcome. You got a commission. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's awesome. I really love this stuff. So I'm glad that it's useful to other people and that you can learn as well too. Oh, yes. Yes. Go with your own pace. Yeah. Yes. This right here. It is really overwhelming. Like when you join the Fun Fab Drawing Club, you have 26 classrooms staring at you. So you have to just be like, okay, where would I like to begin? I'm going to be here. You do you. You cannot catch up to me. It's impossible. What watercolor paper you recommend? I like Fabriano because I use this both hot press and cold press. But this is a nice, it's like 25% cotton. So 100% cotton watercolor paper is the best. It's super expensive. I find this 25% cotton with 140 pounds to be the perfect value. So it's like the best quality at the most affordable price for the quality that you get it at. So it's very mid-range in terms of pricing. You can find watercolor paper a lot cheaper and you can find it a lot more expensive too. It's right in the middle, but the quality is really good. So this is the hot press, and then the cold press has the same. It's a blue cover. So it looks just like that. So this one and this one. This is the only kind I buy. That's it. I really truly buy like 3 papers. That's it. Super easy. Aren't alcohol markers wet? They are. Great point. The hammer mill paper that I buy is a cardstock, and it's just the same as Bristol, and it's super smooth. And so what happens is it's not absorbent at all. So the paper honestly creates like a concrete barrier almost. So the pigments are held within the alcohol solution. Hits the paper, does not get absorbed into the paper. It sits on top and it evaporates, and the pigments are left behind. And the reason that cardstock is awesome, that Bristol, cardstock is really matte, which is why the cover stock that I recommend is just cheap Bristol basically. But the same weight is so great because there's no bleed, because there's some sort of coating on top that makes it really slippery. So the wetness of the alcohol markers don't get absorbed down in, which is why there's no bleed. And it allows the inks to blend really beautifully. But aren't they wet? They are, but they're not wet to a point where you have like a wet brush in water. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're kind of wet, but they're still considered a dry medium. I hope that helps. Okay. It's also why it's really important not to use alcohol markers on watercolor paper, because it literally is like a sponge and it leaches out all that alcohol ink. And at the price of a Copic marker, like you need the ink to sit on the surface to blend, so it's not being absorbed by watercolor paper. Does that make sense? That's why paper is so important. I just like the heaviest one that you can get. Like 60 pounds or higher is my preference. Do you prefer hot or cold press? I use both equally. If I'm doing like a detailed drawing with pencil first, I always use hot press. I use hot press. If I'm doing something really, really wet, like a lot of ink, a lot of watery, washy watercolors, I will always choose cold. Cold press is more like a sponge. Hot press doesn't even feel like watercolor paper. It actually feels like Bristol. It feels like a really heavy duty cardstock. It's totally smooth. So it's great for drawing and it's not as absorbent. So the effects you get with watercolor are a little bit different, but I just like it for, it makes drawing a little easier because you're not like, you don't have like a bumpy situation. That being said, graphite works amazingly well to shade and to smooth on cold press paper because of the texture. So just kind of depends. What is a gelato? No, gelato is not a gel pen. It is, I'll show you. Where is it? Here's gelatos. Gelatos are a craft product, otherwise known as a gel pen. Not a gel pen. They're these little suckers. They look like lipsticks. And they're really fun. So they're water soluble. So you can use them dry or wet. I use them over acrylics. And then I actually just blend them with my finger. I don't activate mine with a liquid. I just blend them with my finger over acrylics. They're great. That's how I do all my like shading for my mixed media projects. It's super easy. That's why I do everything. I always find the easiest way to do everything. So it's the fastest. If it's the fastest and easiest way, that's the way that I want to do it. And it makes shading any painting, it makes shading like super, super fast and fun. So that's what a gelato is. It's really fun. Do you need to seal marker work? No, you do not. That's a great question. You also don't need to seal watercolors. People get really like overzealous when it comes to sealing. You don't need to. You don't need to seal actually a lot of things. And watercolors are supposed to be just kept behind glass. You're not supposed to like spray a product even over them. Is there a lifetime membership? No, there's not, but there should be. There should be. I've thought about it. But I'm still thinking about it. There is a discount for us in the Etsy store. Yeah, it's in the email for today. It's all the way at the bottom. The PS is a link to the Etsy. You don't need a coupon. If you just use that link, you can just get it. Takes 20% off at the checkout. Yes. And it's also in the classroom for you. Joshua, I had to bring my water bottle in to spray her this morning because I literally couldn't get anywhere near my art table. She was like lunging and trying to murder me. So I just swatted her with water one time and that took care of that. You're so welcome. Did you use markers on that really big retro picture you showed in your house? Nope, that's all done with acrylic paint. Can you print on that with an inkjet printer? No, I don't believe so. I don't think my printer can't handle it. No, but that you can just use transfer paper instead of printing right out for sure. I'm just reading through your comments. I call my gelatos painty chapsticks. That's hilarious. Yeah. Either one for gelatos. I only use gelatos over paint. I don't use them alone. That's just me. You can use them alone, and in which case it wouldn't matter. You could use either one. Yeah. Hammer mill. Yeah, again, all of this is in the classroom. Everything's in the classroom. It just looks like it's like Bristol. It really is. It's like Bristol. It's exactly the same as Bristol. Oh yeah, the bully. I will talk to the bully because it's so annoying. I could not get a smooth lay down of the graphite. Yeah, you have to blend graphite. Do you have a blend? Are you working with a blending stick? Or you have one of these? Because you can't get rid of the graphite scratchy. Either one of two things. Either your pencil is not soft enough, so you need to go higher, like 6B, 8B, 10B, 12B. And yeah, you need to use a blending stump to get rid of those scratchy lines. What about pastels? What about pastels? Oh gosh, what kind of alcohol inks do you use? I use every kind of alcohol. I use every kind of ink. It just depends. Oh yes, I will talk about the bully because it pertains to everyone in here. I just need a drink. I've been chattering my face off. I need some liquid. Hold on. You can come with me. This is the beauty of laptops. We'll travel. Okay, I have a drink. Oh, I don't have any pastels right now, but I am doing a portrait series in my mixed media society called Pretty Painted Portraits, and I am actually have some pastel ones coming up in there very soon. They appear to break apart, not always smear. Yeah, mine don't smear evenly either. I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think you're just being a little bit particular, which is fine. Totally fine. But yeah, my suspicion is you're doing it totally right. You can actually just lay down a little bit more if you want to like get rid of some of the, but yeah, it isn't perfect at all. It's very much kind of a rugged look for sure. Oh, thank you. Oh, good. Yeah, there are some smart, amazing artists in the Facebook group. So I'm so glad that they were able to chime in and help you out. Okay, I'm not going to forget. Okay, so let's talk about the bully situation. Okay. So, I mean, a lot of people say a lot of crap to me online because I'm a public figure. So I have a thicker skin than a normal person, I feel like would. So what I want to say is this. I'm going to start with the ending and then I'm going to rewind and say why I'm saying this. It is never okay for anyone at any time, at any point in your life or your child's life or your grandchild's life to tell them that they are or are not capable of making art. Period. Period. And the reason I bring this up is because one, I know just from talking to my students that the reason they're not starting until they're 65 years old is because someone in their life when they were younger told them that they shouldn't do art because they didn't have enough talent or they weren't good enough. You know, they weren't born with any talent or the drawing that they did was terrible. And who do they think there are? Or sometimes it's an art teacher that tells them not to waste their time. Sometimes it's like a mother who's just like says some rude or snide comment, which crushed the soul of that poor person. So they dropped it for the next 30 years. I just feel like there is a pattern of people in the world whose job it is they think to tell other people that they're not good enough to do something, especially when it comes to art. And I just find the irony of this and the hypocrisy of this so totally not okay. Because the whole point of art is self-expressionism and doing something for the person who is the creator. So it is never anyone else's right to look at someone else's art and tell them that it's not good enough or that they don't have the right to be creating that. Like the balls of that person to come in and judge someone for their abilities, for their efforts, for their, whatever it is that they're doing, it literally fires me up. I don't even have words strong enough. And the worst part of it is that usually the people that are saying that are in a place of kind of art authority. They're the people that are already on top, or they're like your mothers or your teacher, someone who is in a place of a perceived authority, who is making a derogatory comment. And frankly, it is none of their damn business what their judgment is on this person's art. It makes my blood boil. Okay? Because it is not any of their business what it is that you're creating, why you're creating that, what skill level you are, because everybody's skills are different, right? We're all on our own journeys. You could be here on your journey. You could be here. You could be here. No one stays here their whole life. If you're keeping working at something, you're going to get better. So like, just the gall of people who come in and interject their opinions, like, it is not okay. So I just want you to know that you will not find that in my space, because I will kick their ass if I find that someone is doing that to you in my world. Because I started from nothing. I was not anyone born with talent, and it is no one else's business how I'm drawing, because it's nothing to do with them. I make art for me because it makes me happy. That's why I don't sell my art, because I'm not making it for you. I'm making it for me. I'm teaching because teaching makes me happy. And I know that my students and anyone who has the desire to be creative can be successful at it if they just decide that that's something that they want to do. And it's no different than learning to ride a bike or learning to read a book or doing anything. It is a skill that you can learn. And so what kills me, and the irony is that because it's these people coming in that are already at the top of their profession, I feel like what is happening is that, and it's like these snooty artists, like I literally want to kick them across the Facebook universe. They think that they are a special snowflake. So if someone comes into a world that has any kind of potential, they want to be the first to tell you that you're no good. Like, it's their job. Like, no. Like, this is my almighty space. Like, you're not allowed in here. And it is so not okay. It is so not okay. Like, that is the worst thing that you can do to someone who is trying to learn. Like, it's an abomination to like the human spirit. So I just have to tell you, but people make comments to me all the time. It doesn't bother me, but what bothers me instantly is that I know that this comment could be made easily to anyone else who is trying to create something, and then it's just nobody else's business where you are in your journey, if you're doing well or not. What is important to you is that if you want to do art, it lights you up inside. And if you want to get good, please know you can get good. All you have to do is just do a lot of it. It's as simple as that. Like, it really is. So I just don't want you to ever listen to anyone in your life who is telling you you're not good at something, can tell you that you can't do it. I don't care if you're 85 years old. If you decide today that you wake up and you want to do something, do it. And I don't care what anyone else says, but it's always, to me, comes from people who are super talented, and they, especially some of these artists, are the most obnoxious, and they're the meanest of all of them. And it's horrifying to me. So I just want to let you know, I'm not okay with it. I got your back. And it just fires me up because it's scarring to people. It is scarring to people, and it's said by people who should be the most understanding, and especially of like watching people who aspire to be like them, and when they're the mean ones telling people that they have no business and then they're not doing it right, is shocking to me. So you can do it. You can do anything you want to do. Please don't listen to anything anyone else is saying, because it's bullshit. So yes, just had to tell you that. I'm not okay with it. You guys can do anything you want. period. And don't listen to that. But just saying that because we're in a social media space right now, and social media is where all this happens, but it does happen in the real world too, obviously, but especially since we're inside with COVID still going on, you have to know, like, keep trudging. If art makes you happy, keep making art. Do not listen to what other people are saying. Yes. Yes. You just honestly, yes. Yeah, but it's always the people that are like the most established who are the biggest assholes. And it's not okay. It's not okay. Yeah, it's so sorry. I have like no words. Yeah, poop on them is right. So I just had to tell you that because it's just always shocking to me that people feel like they can come out of the word work and just shit all over another human who's just like minding their own business in their happy place, you know? Like, no, not okay. Yes, of course, all students can. I love this. Makes my red hat so crazy. I know, but it's hard. So I know there's just a lot of other Facebook groups out there, lots, and you'll come across at some point very mean people. It's because they think they're holier than thou in the art space. No, they are not. Yes, so I know. I know. There's so many people that experience this, and you are not alone. It happened to me this morning. Totally. Awesome. All right. You thought you were getting an alcoholic beverage. No, this is my son, Jack, and I are addicted to sugar-free orangeade. It's like a bottle of chemicals. They're delicious. Okay, so that's my rant. I'm getting off my soapbox now. Well, I'm only thick-skinned because it's happened so many times that I've had no choice. Yes. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions before I go back to my mixed media project for the day? Any questions about your vignettes? Any questions about faces? Anyone? Let me know, and then I will. I'm so glad you put up with Soapbox Karen because do I ever use jelly tins? Do I ever use jelly tins for what? What do I need more information, Dawn? What do you mean by a jelly tin? I wish you guys could post pictures and I could see them. I know. Well, I agree, but when you have a bunch of snooty know-it-alls who tell you that you're doing everything wrong, it doesn't feel like you're expressing something. It feels like you're doing everything wrong, and it's a horrible feeling. Who won? So I started with the people who won first this time. I started that first because I knew I was going to rant. And I will repeat that. Just so you know, because I knew I was going to be talking today. The winners, which I announced an hour and 17 minutes ago, because I'm good like that. Vicky Krotz Reese, who I like to say her name like that, and Mary Louise Stein, Styn, which I believe is Stein. Stain? I don't think so. I don't know. But those are the two lovely winners of the day who get to pick either a $25 gift certificate to Amazon or anything they want out of my Etsy shop. Bye, Linda. Sorry, I'm so chatty Cathy today. Just can't help it. Jelly pens. I feel like there's like 6 other conversations going on and I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to be responding to. Jelly tins. And then Tara says, do you mean jelly gouache? That's different. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm not sure. Congrats to the winner. And now there's a delay. So confusing. Oh, that's so funny. And I missed whose birthday it was. Whose birthday is it? Joanna, it's your birthday. Oh, that's very funny. Happy birthday, Joanna. Chatty Cathy is your job. That's right. All right. Well, I think that there don't appear to be any additional questions. So good luck on your faces today. Yeah, and if you do have any questions, or if you're still having Lori, like you didn't get the email me, Karen@awesomeartschool.com, and let me know. I just need to verify your email, and I can check it out with Sherry, who will see what is going on. Dang, you leveled up. It's still my favorite ever. If you want to join a club, they are open until Say Sunday, so we don't miss out. awesomeartschool.com. Okay. If you want to just carry the party, I promise I do not rant with my lessons. We just have the lesson. I promise. I save my rants for Facebook. All right, I'm going to hop off. I will see you tomorrow. Have fun on your girls' faces. You're going to rock it.